Welcome to XWA Onslaught, streaming to you live from Detroit, Michigan. And as we are already seeing, kicking off our first match of tonight is, I want to say, not a very 100% Frost Walker, but she has said backstage that she is pretty much, she's still capable of fighting despite her suffering, I believe, somewhat of an eye injury or something that happened in the previous match when she went up against Jamie Alexanderson. But thankfully enough that for Frost Walker is okay and she is willing to fight. Just give me a moment. And now here comes Chloe Page. And we can actually see her coming out with her whole luchador mask and also the same exact gear that her older sister would be wearing.
And from Madison, Wisconsin,
and after Chloe Page does know how to make an explosive entrance almost similar to her sister in a way. I have a feeling we might just be ready to brace for sudden impact as she's going to be running down to this very ring at like a breakneck speed, and here she comes. But of course, joining us on commentary is, of course, Luke Reeves and the anonymous commentator. So, of course, tonight you're going to be enjoying some good ass fighting. Let me just send it here. Alright. Never said. And of course, with the match number 1 underway being for Chloe Page versus Frost Walker. The impressive DDT by Frost, and technically trying to let Chloe Page get up because they potentially make Chloe Page's second match. Because during her debut, she actually had debuted to not only, well, pretty much to a thundering crowd, but also will pretty much end up winning upon her debut. So the future may be bright for Chloe Page, but if she wants to make it to the top of the mountain, she is going to have to defeat a lot of opponents before she can end up making it to that top of the mountain. She may come close, but we can't guarantee. Well, I wouldn't say we can guarantee because, I mean, look at Jamie Alexanderson. She literally won, well, the Women's Heavyweight Championship in just under, I believe, her 3rd or 4th match being here. So maybe lightning could strike twice for Chloe Page. That we never know. And now for Frost Walker, pretty much almost looking to be a tad bit pissed off, and reasonably so. I mean, hell, she technically was pretty much almost injured enough to the point where she couldn't be able to compete, but thankfully she is still able to compete. However, however, she has advised to her opponent saying that don't try to go too hard on the head, especially near the eye. Now, I don't know would that be a guarantee, but the Frost Walker is actually surprisingly killing it with fully just wearing like something covering one of her eyes, because her other eye is technically covered by her long hair. So now, of course, for Frost Walker, trying to grab the leg of Chloe Page and technically almost snapping it, now taking flight for Frost Walker onto the outside into Chloe Page. then we ask for Frost Walker. We're not looking to pretty much, well, put the brakes on against Chloe Page. Because technically for Frost Walker, pretty much her mom will actually have fought her cousin. So technically, wait, so let me get this straight, right? You gonna tell me that not only Cassidy Walker and Megan Page are cousins, but does that also mean that Frost Walker and Chloe Page are, I believe, cousins as well? Or nephews in this case? Well, technically you would be right. Frost Walker and Chloe Page are in fact cousins. The same way as for Cassidy Walker and Megan Page. So I guess it all plays out. Yup, exactly. And now for Chloe Page, going for an impressive standing moonsault and another one topping that. It's the end up for Chloe Page. Pretty much just wants Cassidy, well not Cassidy Walker, but for Frost Walker to get up. And now for Chloe Page, pretty much looking for like double moonsault onto Frost Walker to pick up the pin. However, Frost Walker gets herself free. Well, on two, missing a standing moonsault. Now Frost Walker might just have overall momentum and advantage over Chloe Page. Now into the ropes, going for Chloe Page on the receiving end. Well, the receiving end of the super kick, and now Frost Walker going for a super cutter. He's covered now by Frost Walker. And Chloe Page would kick out at 2. There's a bit of a assisted flapjack done by Frost Walker, and now top rope goes to Frost Walker, but instead he wants Chloe Page to be back on both feet. They try to go for somewhat of a top rope DDT almost, but missed the target. And now Chloe Page looking to capitalize, well, on the failed DDT. Before trying to prevent her from running, but of course that's for Chloe Page. Pretty much trying to show in and show out whenever she needs to. And given the fact that, surprisingly enough, she is like way younger than her sister. And to be exact on how young is Chloe Page, believe it or not, she is 19 years old. So I would say that Chloe Page may just be one of the youngest high flyers who would to have it at FWA and taking flight. Well, for a massive elbow drop, but seeming that for Chloe Page is not done with a tope well, into the ring. And Chloe Page would get the win. To be honest with you, Luke, I never thought a tope would actually be used to finish off a match, but here we are. It's even that for Chloe Page, you're gonna keep this matchup going. Well, not matchup going, but keeping her winning streak, well, going until she feels like that there's gonna be a massive bump in the way. We just looked through something right quick. Alright. Now, I would say Well, pretty much take it with a small grain of salt because I didn't finish this entrance like I was supposed to. So, yeah. But anyways, our next matchup is actually pretty much a long-awaited, star, well, in the making, and that being Aiden Bailey, pretty much making his first appearance, and he's going up against, well, the team leader, probably going up against the team leader of, well, Team Wild during XWA's All for Nothing. I returned into Detroit, Michigan as we are waiting word, and here comes what I probably would think is Aiden Bailey. Well, given the fact that the whole arena just got dark in just under a few seconds, you would technically think it would be Impulse coming out, but technically without his belt. Which reminds me, who do you think he'll probably fight for that belt? I honestly don't know because I'm not hearing anything from EGW as of late. So if anything, Impulse could probably be holding on to that championship for like the test of time.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Asbury Park, New Jersey, weighing in at 215 pounds, Aiden Bailey.
But of course, after Aiden Bailey making pretty much his way down to this very ring in Detroit, Michigan. Now, of course, we haven't heard much from him. But all we do know is that Aiden Bailey is not only set to deliver a bit of chaos into this very ring, but also will pretty much bring in terror to those that want it.
His opponent from Rutherford, New Jersey, weighing in at 180.
Here comes Zach Wild.
The Extreme Underground Champion.
And of course, for Zach Wild, who's your current XWA Underground Champion. Well, pretty much after winning with the 8-man, well, it was supposed to be an 8-man battle royal, but the plan got changed and it was just a normal 8-man. Pretty much Zach Wild won the match, won that hard-fought match fair and square, and now technically is the new inaugural XWA Underground Champion. Now at some point he will have to put the title on the line, now with word that Cobra is back and willing to fight full time. Now, Luke, I will say this. Why does it almost feel like that... Well, how can I put this? Why does it almost feel like we're seeing like player 1 versus player 2 in a wrestling ring? I actually... God damn it. Well, I wouldn't say I'm wrong because it literally is player 1 and player 2 in the ring. All I'm saying is I wouldn't give them ideas. You know what? Good point. But now Zach Wilde running straight for the middle rope, going for a cutter, taking down the rookie Adam Bailey. Now into the ropes for Adam. Well, no, not Adam Bailey, but Aiden Bailey. You do know Adam is his real name, right? Oh, right. So now for Zach Wilde, pretty much trying to showcase why he's already the FWA Underground Champion, let alone, well, pretty much deserves to not have the belt being taken off of him by whatsoever. Give me a moment. So now pretty much for Zach Wilde. Now trying to throw Aiden Bailey into the corner. It's almost like that for Wilde. Now that technically he become a underground, well, the inaugural underground champion, he pretty much just trying to showcase why he is the very best. And there is, well, the reject, well, the flip reject is what it's called, Luke. But yes, you're right. And now for Zach Wilde, almost looking to take Aiden Bailey into the wild side. However, for Aiden Bailey getting himself away from it, because now that Aiden Bailey knows that the moment he gets caught within Zach Wilde's trap, well, after the kick into the midsection and the grab of the upper body, Aiden Bailey knows that he is in trouble. Now covered now by Aiden Bailey to the good win on a debut, however, does not. So now, Zach Wilde taking Aiden Bailey into the wild side. Cover now. Go for Zach Wilde. Pretty much put it another day to a title reign. However, it's not going to even work for Aiden Bailey because for him, he does not want to go down. But now for Zach Wilde, now has Aiden Bailey Prayer in a sleeper hold. However, for Aiden Bailey, is not going to let it happen. Now off the middle ropes into a cutter. After that, Wild ends up moving out the way. And pretty much for Zach Wild. Prayer trying to at least make sure that Aiden Bailey does not succeed in winning. But now there is a flip reject again by Zach Wild. Cover now by the champion. And Aiden Bailey still gets shoulders up at 2. Because it's Zach Wild trying to go for the wild side yet again after Aiden Bailey planting down Zach Wild pretty much with somewhat of a DDT. As Aiden Bailey will pick up the win on his debut. So our next matchup will pretty much be like a friendly battle between cousins, and that being Cassidy Walker versus Megan Page. Don't go anywhere. The table. So now if we return here in Detroit, Michigan, here comes Cassidy Walker. Right, Cassidy Walker feels locked in and ready to go. Give me a moment.
And from Madison, Wisconsin, Girl Dynamite, Megan Page.
So of course, after Cassidy Walker's already in ring, but now as we turn our attention to Parrot, I want to say, well, our favorite bombshell of the XWA, and that being, well, pretty much that being Megan Page. Of course, she's not being known as Girl Dynamite anymore, but fans in attendance are still bringing in Girl Dynamite signs because that's how much they love Megan Page here. And to be honest with you, I'm not even complaining to why people love Megan Page so much. She's awesome. She does like pretty much, she has her own sense of humor here and there, but also, technically she's one of the first female high flyers that were brought into the XWA. Now, I could be wrong, but you never know. Match now currently underway between Cassidy Walker versus Megan Page. Now, of course, that these two ladies have actually talked about this match, well, backstage before the show even began, and they saying that no hate required, but they both of them just wanted to have this match since it's been a while. So now for Cassidy Walker using the rope, going for a somewhat of a rope rebound clothesline. And Megan Page responds with the sling blade. And now for Megan Page, will just trying to at least get the better of her own cousin, trying to lock in a Boston Crab. But however, for Cassidy Walker, is pretty much going to escape out of the Boston Crab, but instead trying to throw Megan Page towards the side, almost looking like that she's trying to set her up for the rope, and another rope rebound clothesline connect, covered out by Cassidy Walker. Well, damn, that's crazy. Well, just be grateful that technically we're almost in the final few episodes where I'm going to be doing 2K24. Because when 2K25 comes out, and I'm praying to God it's fucking better than 2K24 in terms of gameplay, I will be continuing XWA on there. So, bear with me. I'm trying. Now for Cassidy Walker, I'm looking to try to run straight towards the corner, but instead Megan Page ends up catching her last second. Now of course during XWA All for Nothing, as the cameras weren't even pointing at Megan Page, she ended up, oh, the OG name? I'm still thinking, do I want to bring that back for 2K25 or not? I'm still thinking on it, but whenever it happens, expect I think a voiceover video regarding to it. But the thing is, the reason why I'm not bringing back the EWL, as of now, because I have to remake all the fucking titles, redo the whole, like, all the damn arenas and shit. Like, nah, I'd rather just do it when 2K25 comes out. Because, to think about it, in 2K25 I had to make new arenas, remake some of the superstars you see here in the XWA now, and maybe even bring in some newer or familiar faces. Yeah, that's the plan. Like, if I'm bringing back EWL, it's pretty much expect the whole universe mode format to also return, meaning rivalry actions, all that shit. Oh, don't worry, Blue, you made the cut for next year, don't you worry. Now for Megan Page, pretty much using the three amigos to try and get the best out of Cassidy Walker. Cover now by Megan Page, Cassidy Walker gets shoulders up at 2. Let me set up real quick. Now for Megan Page, putting Cassidy Walker into the corner, and now Henry almost trying to line up for the Rana, but now Cassidy Walker using the Walker Bomb 2.0 on Page and gets the cover. However, Megan Page was kicked out at 2. And top rope moonsault connects. And now for Cassidy Walker using the C trigger. And it connects onto Megan Page. Cover now by Cassidy Walker. And Megan Page pretty much gets up at 2.9. And seeing that Megan Page and Cassidy Walker are fighting like their life depends on it. Another C trigger connects. Covered once again by Cassidy Walker. And this time, Cassidy Walker gets the win. So basically, we asked for Cassidy Walker, man, to take over a win against Megan Page tonight. But then again, regardless, it is a good match. Also, I'm gonna give a little bit of lore of the reason why EWO turned into XWA, and maybe in the possible future, XWA might go back to being called EWO. Technically, if you ever watch TNA, at one point, I think when the pandemic era started going down, TNA renamed themselves into Impact. And then after a while, it then went back to being called TNA. Well, yeah, but hey, next game's universe mode is almost exactly the same as this one. I'ma still try and find some fun out of it. Don't you worry. Alright, let me see. Oh shit, hold up. Well, gentlemen, I hope you brought your popcorn or whatever the fuck you brought, because it's now time to get into some tag team action tonight. And that being... Let me just find these damn two. Hold on. Now, who do I want to be thrown in here? You know what? I got an idea. Technically, the two fighters of fatal-blooded Italians. Alright, this is about to be one hell of a fight. So now our next matchup will pretty much be with Garcia Vega and Amelia Phoenix, the Lucha Sisters, taking on, well, pretty much taking on the two founding members, well, of fatal-blooded Italians, and that being Jasmine Narancia and Valentino. Now, if I'm looking at this correctly, Valentino's full name is Valentino Martinez. And I managed to get this information from previous companies that Valentino has worked in. But also, if I remember correctly, at one point she used to wear all red and had blonde hair. Only for that jet to be revealed to be someone else at the time. But the one we're looking at now, this one is the real Valentino. From what I've been told. And let's just hope they're not wrong. I swear, who the fuck be writing most of these damn scripts anyways? Also, while we're on the topic, I have some good news. Starting next week, there will be a U.S. Championship tournament for real this time. Given the fact I have no other pay-per-view to do in November, will be spending the rest of November building up, well, to the U.S. World Title Tournament. And the participants, well, the participants in that tournament will be done by random. And I might have to restart stream, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to use this time to actually talk about it. So, the participants will be chosen by random. So, technically, it might be a 50% chance that you might see some familiar faces in the tournament, and maybe some newer stars appearing in that tournament as well. I cannot guarantee. So of course, some of those matches will be held, well, during like either No Limits or Onslaught. But the two that end up going into the finals, they will be fighting for the U.S. Championship during Winter Warfare. So yeah, enjoy that. Now pardon me while I go ahead and restart this matchup.